So 2023 paper 2 question 5. So this is another statistics question. So Rowan has a large number of small cubes. The cubes are identical in size. Now they're just telling us that because I suppose when it goes to drawing out cubes, the fact that they're identical in size means they all have an equal chance of being picked. Some of the cubes are red, some are green, and the rest are blue. Rowan carries out an experiment in which he picks out 5 different cubes at random. He records the number of cubes of each color and replaces the 5 cubes. So he doesn't replace them immediately. He picks 5. So he doesn't pick one and replace it. He picks 5, and then when he's finished looking at them and recording what he's picked, he puts the 5 of them back before he starts the next game. So he then repeats this process a number of times. The table below shows the number of cubes of each color the first 7 times Rowan does this. Labeled trial HG. Okay, so for example, when he did trial A, you can see that he picked no reds, 4 greens, 1 blue. When he did trial B, he picked 3 reds, 2 greens, and no blue. When he did trial C, he picked 2 reds and 3 blues and no green, etc. So that's what's happening each time, and he replaces and he goes again. So each time he's only picking 5. Work out the mean and the standard deviation of the number of red cubes per trial for the 7 trials. So they're only asking us about the red cubes. So I'm only interested in this section initially. So the 2 keywords for that are the mean and the standard deviation. Okay, so I'm picking up my calculator and I'm going into my menu. So if you're following along with me, you're going menu. Sorry, I'll just get rid of that. Okay, so we're going to go, number 2 is stats. So menu, and then 2 is stats. Now we're only interested in one section at the moment anyway. We're interested in just one variable. So for that reason, I'm picking just one, your single variable. Now, when you do that, that's 1. So when you do that, you'll get a column, and in that column, you're going to fill in just your red section. So you go ahead and you write in 0. So I'm doing 0 equals 3 equals 2 equals. So I'm just putting the list in 2 equals 4 equals 5 equals 1 equals. Now, once I have my list done, I go to options. So once the list is done, I go to option. Now I'm assuming you all have, I'm pretty sure you all have this type of calculator. So you can message me if there's any other calculator, but I'm pretty sure these were the ones that she had. So once you tap on option, you'll see single variable statistics. So it's number 3. And after you tap on number 3, you will be able to read off your mean and your standard deviation. So the mean is 2, and it's to 1 decimal place, so 2.4. So 2.4 for my mean. And my standard deviation so my standard deviation is 1, so to 1 decimal place is 1 point. Now it says 590, so 1.6 for my standard deviation. So on average, about 2.4 of the red balls are picked. So around 2 or 3 of them are picked. And the standard deviation, so it's not very high, 1.6. So it's always kind of within 1 So it's not drastically different each time, basically. Okay, it says work out the correlation coefficient between the red cubes. So we'll just move this down, sorry. Between the red cubes and the green cubes per trial for the 7 trials. Now, correlation coefficient immediately means we're dealing with 2 variable statistics here. So we're dealing with not just, we're talking about the reds. We're actually dealing with how the reds relate to the green. So if I'm taking out 5 at a time and I have lots of red, well, then I have less green. If I pick out 1 red, well, then I have more green. So there is a relationship between them. There should be a relationship between them, because the more I have of one color, the less I automatically have of the other. Okay, so for this one, I am going to menu again. So I'm going to menu, this is on my calculator again. Sorry, I don't know why the pen does this every now and then. Okay, I'll try that again. Menu. Okay, after I press menu, I press number 2, which is stats. Then I'm not going 1 variable this time because, you know, I want to look at 2 different columns. So I'm going to hit number 2. Now, when I tap number 2, it gives me the 2 columns, and I'm going to fill in the 2 columns. So I'm going to fill in all my reds and all my greens. So the reds are 0, 3, 2, 2, 4, 5, 1. Then I go and do my greens. My greens are 4, 2, 0, 3, 0, 0, 2. Okay, now once I've done that, I can go to my option. So that button again, the OPTN. Okay, sorry, this pen is not cooperating. Now I go number 4, because that allows me to do linear regression, which is basically going to give me my R, my correlation coefficient. Now to 3 decimal places, it's negative 0.762. So 762. That's to 3 decimal places. Okay, so it's a negative moderate correlation. Okay, so, and we have another one there, I think. Rowan repeats this experiment a large number of times. Explain why you would expect the correlation coefficient between the red cubes and the number of green cubes per trial to be negative. Now, if the correlation coefficient is negative, that suggests, if we were to sketch it, what we're saying is, you know, these markings would be kind of going down the way. So if it looks like it's forming into a straight line, it's going downwards rather than upwards. Now, the question is, why would that be the case? Well, the reason for that is because, as I said, I kind of mentioned it before, if I'm picking lots of green, then there has to be automatically less red, because, I mean, if I'm only picking out 5 and I've picked out 4 green, well, then of course, there's going to be only 1 red. If I pick out, you know, 5 greens, pick out 5 greens, yeah, there's no red. If I pick out 3 greens, there's 2 red. Whereas if I only pick out 1 green, there's 5 reds. So it basically means the more I have of one, the less I have of the other color. That's why it's negative. So the more I have of one color, the less I have, in other words, the less opportunity I have really for the other color. Okay, so I'm going to stop that there and I'll do the other question in the next video.